Well, hello.
Hello, everyone.
I'm Cynthia.
I'm Mark.
And we are here to help you find a wellness path.
Yes, we are.
Path to get healthy again. And even if you're healthy, a path to get healthier.
Yes.
And here we are headed into summer. At least we are. I don't know, maybe in some other parts of the world, you're headed into winter or monsoon season. I don't know. But we are headed into summer. And we are, a lot of people's children are going to be out of school really soon. And a lot of people are thinking about vacations. And we start doing a lot of things that maybe we haven't done for a while. Sometimes we get a little bit sore, more sore than normal, or we get problems with, just immune suppression because we're so active. Now that sounds kind of like an opposite thing that you would think would happen. But one of the things that we experience a lot of time is extra molds in the air. Things grow faster that you don't want to grow necessarily, right? So we want to say that we're sorry that Dr. Joel will not be with us tonight. He had a family emergency, and so he will be unable to do it. But we have some really great things about stuff that grows and how to stop the stuff from growing that you don't want growing in your house or maybe in your lawn or in your life. So Mark's going to take it over from here.
Okay.
And we're going to learn a little bit about that. And then we'll come back to some other things we want to talk about this incredible oil and what it can do for the very thing I was talking about.
Very good. Thank you, Cynthia.
You're welcome.
So the title of tonight's presentation is, Nature's Fungus Fighter Tea Tree Oil. So we're going to talk a little bit about that wonderful friend fungus that is almost always with us, but how we can do a better job of dealing with it and working with it as Cynthia has talked about, as it starts to increase and grow, especially during the warmer weather.
Right.
Just as a reminder, this is the Real Good Feel Good series that we're doing now. We're offering just a lot of real value here to help you feel good. Absolutely. In a real good way with natural essential oils and Aromatouch. And we're offering this ebook with 8 great chapters about the oils and Aromatouch and how they can
and how you can use them,
yeah.
how you can make it viable for yourself. A lot of times you might know a little bit and maybe they smell good, but you may not know that they're actually really good for your body. Yeah.
So it's practical advice and really great education for us all.
Absolutely.
This is the webinette series. This is number 4 in the series. And we're going to be talking about the 3rd oil in the Aromatouch series, which is tea tree oil.
And before we go on, just let me talk about that ebook again. So the ebook is going to be available soon. It's coming soon in hardcover, if you like to have it in your hands, or on Kindle. So, but it's not quite there yet, but we're working on that. It'll be here really soon. And the great news about that is it has a lot of different people that have contributed to it, and they're all experts and they all know what they're talking about. And so you will get some great information and insights. And when you come to do these classes with us on a weekly basis, like the ones we're doing right now, you'll also get the opportunity to hear some things that maybe you haven't heard about with these incredible essential oils and why they are so wonderful for anybody's life.
Absolutely. In the meantime, it's available, downloadable in a PDF form on the website, and we'll give you that link here at the end of the presentation. You can learn the Aromatouch technique, which is so effective in applying these oils and achieving the real benefits that each can give to our bodies and our minds as well. And you feel good. That's the great thing. Overall, you just feel a lot better.
Absolutely.
And so we're really excited to share this with you. So today, as we mentioned, is topic number 4. And we're going to talk a little bit about tea tree oil as nature's fungus fighter. So I'm going to share with you 3 things. Dr. Joel did a lot of research and came up with a lot of really great statistics and studies and things that you'll find in this chapter of the book. So be sure and download it at the end of the meeting here. But let me just share a few highlights with you that struck me that I thought were pretty cool. So when we talk about fungus, we often don't think about, well, where does fungus show up, especially on or in our bodies? One of the most frequent places it shows up, especially for athletes or runners or people who are active, is in between your toes, right? The athlete's foot. Not fun to deal with. And there are a lot of things that maybe you could use to treat it, but the natural solutions are often the best. And tea tree, turns out, is one of the very best for treating athlete's foot. So here's a great study, a trial that was conducted involving 137 patients. Of those, 68 to 72% had marked clinical responses, and 50% of them were considered cured. So that's pretty impressive.
Big. That's really
impressive. And as we said, it's all natural, and such a great way to deal with that kind of a thing.
So can we get down and natural about
this?
Yeah,
sure, go for it.
All right, during COVID, who knows why this happened, but because all the weird things are going on with your immune system, it's suppressed and just everything's going on. I ended up with athlete's foot between my toes, and I haven't dealt with that before. But I've had boys, and somehow they got it a lot. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe they just want to keep their shoes clean.
Sweaty sneakers. That's what it is.
So anyway, whatever happened, I knew that this tea tree was really effective, and so I grabbed the tea tree oil, and it comes in a roller form, and I would just roll that in between my toes every night, and it took a little while, but not a long time. But it left, and really? I haven't had anything since then.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really works. Another area where it shows up for many of us is dandruff. So if you've had issues with the flakes on your shoulders kind of thing, that's actually caused by fungus.
Did you know that? That's caused by fungus?
Yeah,
Did you know that?
I didn't realize that. No, not until I read this.
So you know, it's like, oh, I better rub that in my hair when I shampoo my hair, huh?
Yeah, or use a shampoo that includes it.
Right.
So here's another study, 126 patients with mild to moderate dandruff. Those treated with tea tree decreased the amount of scalp skin lesions by 41.2%.
Wow.
Compared with the placebo group's 11.2%. So again, a significant improvement by just using something really natural.
That's awesome.
Like tea tree. So
that's awesome.
There you go. I had no idea that dandruff was caused by fungus, but now I've got a way to treat it. I'm excited about that. Let me just share one other area here that Dr. Joel did some research on. We've talked about mold in our bodies. But there's also a lot of times we deal with mold in our homes.
A lot of times, anytime
hiding.
That's a good. It's like lurking behind the wall
here and there. And again, you can buy harsh chemicals to treat it, but then you have to deal with the harsh chemical.
Right. Exactly.
That has on our health. So it turns out that tea tree is one of the most effective treatments for, and I got to get the name right here, Aspergillus niger, which is the most common form of black mold, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is super cool. So in this test, it was found that when these areas that were infected with Aspergillus niger were treated with tea tree oil, within 24 hours, the oil had completely eliminated the mold. It kills the whole thing.
How many hours?
24 hours.
24 hours.
So
that's good, right? So I just had somebody call me the other day and say, what do you do for mold? And I said, tea tree oil. But I didn't have that awesome statistic on the tip of my tongue.
Isn't that amazing?
So I'm going to send that to them. I'm going to make sure they get that information,
really
because it is super important. It's really important to know that. Can I add something?
Yes,
else?
Please share.
Okay, so let's go back to the body again.
Okay.
The reason why the body is such a great host for fungus is because the body's full of oxygen, and it's also full of really warm, moist places. And that's where things like to grow. They flourish. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest problems we have is we need some of this bacteria in us. We need it to keep ourselves healthy. Right. Well, we have so much bacteria. If you saw your skin, what it really looks like under a microscope, it's kind of creepy crawly. But you have a lot of things that you deal with, right? You really wouldn't see that, guys, by the way. But anyway, but just the same, we do have all this bacteria that we deal with on a constant basis, and then we have this fungi that we also deal with. Mm-hmm. and it can easily get out of balance in our bodies or on our bodies. So that's why the black mold is such a problem in homes. It's because you can breathe it in and then it's found a new host, right?
It just
and then
multiplies.
It just goes crazy in our bodies. So we can do a lot of things to stop that. You can diffuse tea tree oil. You can take it, put it in a spray bottle solution, and you can do it on surface areas. If you think that you've got mold around maybe your tub or mildew or something like that, you can do that. But especially when we're talking about it in terms of Aromatouch, you can see why it's so important, because it helps the body's natural systems to get rid of what is an overgrowth, I guess I'll call it. Mm-hmm. And then it also, that supports the immune system, right? So it's helping the immune system do its job. So if you have less dandruff, you're going to have a healthier body. If you have less mold infestations on your toes, you're going to have a healthier body. So all these things that we do can really help us to have a healthier, stronger body. And the wonderful thing about essential oils is, though you can put it in a specific area for need, you can also put it all on the back, like we do in the Aromatouch. Mm-hmm. And it will find its way to those areas where it's needed, because your body is like a big sponge. If you could see on a microscope, you would see how things all seep in. So here you have these things that are foreign to us that help the grow prolifically. I don't ever want to see myself having, things like mushrooms growing on my body or something, but just the same, and just on the north side, isn't that right?
Yeah,
just on the north side.
The moss on the north side.
But anyway, don't want that. But just the same, there are some things that you can do to help your body be healthier and stronger. And that is what this is about for use during the Aromatouch. Is I want to have a body that is kind of like bad fungus free. And also, if you're in an environment where there's a higher degree of molds and fungi, that is something that we need to consider, because if you've got, that you're in an older home, or you live in an area that's very humid, or even if you're in an older house that maybe they didn't upkeep it, like the one that we currently are in, we actually, as soon as we had a situation, we'll call that, with aspergillus in one of the rooms. And we had to take that part of the flooring out, right, and put in new flooring. But in another area, we had some in another bathroom area. And same thing, older home, we just moved in, and I put a solution of baking soda. And I'll tell you why I did the baking soda, because it seals it in. But baking soda has lots of great things it does. But we'll just talk about that part. And it's easy to see where you've gone with the baking soda, but it's a base, so it helps. It's an acid. Well, I'll ask Nurse Stacy afterwards. It's a base. It's a base. But you put that with the tea tree oil, and also I use On Guard because of its promising ways that it deals with bacteria. So I put that down, and I just kind of it's kind of like you powder sugar it. I don't know what you call it, but just kind of dusted it around. That's right. Dusted around the area. And then I just let it sit there. I didn't do anything. I didn't try to do anything else with it. And 3 days later, I I removed it, and most of the aspergillus was at bay. I'll put it that way. And then I went back over and did it again, but this time I did it with a wet solution so that it would pull it up. But I used okay, the reason why I'm telling you this is that you can do this in your own home. You can help it be healthier so that you're breathing better air when you're in the shower.
So you can,
right?
Yeah. So when you have these challenges come up, you don't have to just reach for the chemical.
Mm-mm.
You now have a really powerful natural fungus fighter,
right,
that you can use on your body, in your body, on your in your bathroom, wherever you need it.
Yeah.
With the confidence to know that it's going to take care of that fungus. And you mentioned the
you heard the
Aromatouch.
statistics earlier today.
I just love the fact that with the Aromatouch, I get it on my back, and then it's going to find its way to where it's needed in my body.
Right.
So that is such a great feeling, such a comforting feeling to know that I've got that extra layer of protection that's helping me.
But don't be afraid of adding it to your shampoo, whatever shampoo you're using. I use the doTERRA shampoo. You can just put a drop in your hand, the palm of your hand, when you're doing that, and then put it into your scalp. Dandruff, huh? Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, great. Well, there you go. That's and there's much more that we could talk about with tea tree oil, but that'll wet your whistle to get the book and download it and get the details. Right. Cynthia, tell us about these offers.
Okay. The first one is Aromatouch, right? The second one is membership. The third is Aromatouch ebook. The fourth is webinette, and the fifth is coaching. Now, we've talked about a few of these already, but we want you to have the tools that you need so that you can succeed in taking care of the support for greater health for your entire family, for yourself, your family, your friends, whomever it is. Our goal is to help you get to that point where you can take care of that in your own family.
So if you're wondering, where do I jump in? How do I get, where's the best way to get involved with oils and with getting these natural products into my life? We're saying this is a great place to jump in. And you've got some great value here with the Aromatouch kit, the membership, the book, all of these things that are going to get you going in a really positive and successful way.
And the great news is until the end of June, when you enroll, you will not have to pay an enrollment fee if you do this 150 PV, but you can even do it if you do 100 PV. Now, we want you to do the 150 so that you can get all this kit, right? That's what we want to give that to you. So we want you to have, you enroll, you purchase other oils, things that you want to have in your home. And if you don't know, contact us and we'll help you understand some of the things. You can talk to us. And that's why we have the coaching session, the consults. We want you to be able to have what you need so that you can succeed with your family's best outcomes.
We also want current team members, people who are already enrolled, to have this boost in their lives and their businesses. And so, Cynthia, tell us about this.
Well, I believe that people who are already using essential oils understand that it has some value. And sometimes we have one oil that we just love. We understand it. It works really well for us. It's doing great things for us. But there are so many layers of use of oils that can help us improve from that point. And so what we are willing to do is, again, give you some consult time and some sessions with these experts that have written this book together. And we'd like to offer you this Aromatouch kit as well. Okay. And how are we doing that? Well, you are going to get a certification. And why you want to do that, why anybody would want to do that, why you'll love it, why I love it, is when you have the certification, you understand what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it for another human being. and how to do it properly so you don't overdo or underdo. Because you can use too little oils. And a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, I used one peppermint beadlet. And I'm like, well, that's great, but it's only at the most 1/2 a drop of oil. And if you can do 3 or 4 drops of oil, and it's going to make a huge amount of difference for your body, well, you're going to get a little value by having that great beadlet. But if you want to get the full value, we need to understand, we all need to understand how these are used, right?
You know, so there's a proven fact in education that that if you teach something, you actually will learn it and remember it at a much higher level than if you just try to remember it. Yeah. And so this is another real great opportunity by learning the Aromatouch and becoming certified, and then being able to teach it and share it with others. Sure. You'll retain it, and you'll just realize those benefits. One other thing that really struck me is I did a lot of the editing on the ebook that we're offering. And as I was editing and reading the contributions from all these experts, I just thought, wow, what not only a value in the book, but to be able to get on a call with one of these experts and ask your questions and have them share their knowledge and their understanding and really get you started. It's such an opportunity. Yeah, it really is. So we first 5 people, we invite you to take advantage of these great values.
And if you're not sure how you do that, you can message us on Facebook. You can also.
Here's how you do it.
Oh, okay. You can message us on Facebook. You can contact via email, or you can also contact us via our website. So those are the things. And we've got lots of great content for you to look at on the website. We've been creating a lot of these webinettes for the last 2 years since COVID started. And we'd love to have you utilize them to understand just, a 15-20 minute answer to a question. I have people stop me all the time. I mean, in Costco and everywhere else, I get a call and, well, what do you do for this? Or how can you do this? And I'm like, well, have you tried such and such? Or have you considered this? They're like, oh, really? You can do that. So, and that's what those little teeny webinettes will do. You don't have to stop somebody, and you can do it on your own time. You don't have to do it in the middle of trying to shop at Costco. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't mind that at all. It's just the same. It's really nice. It really is. That you can know where you can get the information. Right. And one other thing it's at your fingertips.
Cool. One other thing on contacting, when you download the book, at the back of the book, we have contact information for each of the experts who contributed to the book. Right. So if you have a specific question that you would like to ask Stacy or Gil or Dr. Joel about the particular topic that they wrote about, please reach out to them directly, and they'll help you.
And we're going to be helping you more and more through this, because we want you to succeed. We want you to have the understanding and the information you need. Yes. So these are the wonderful people who contributed to the book, and this is the webinette schedule. So our next person that's up is
Stacy Jackson,
our resident nurse. Like, help me, Stacy. I need your help. So I call her a lot of times when I want to know about anything with herbs. She's incredibly knowledgeable about herbs, but she's also right there seeing things happen on a day-to-day basis. And so she, in her mind, this seems to be what I've noticed with her. In her mind, she's like, oh, you could do this if you could look at it from a natural holistic opportunity of support. You could do this kind of thing. I was just up at a cancer institute up in Salt Lake, and they do all sorts of things that everybody a long time ago would think were just kind of strange. Acupuncture, massages, and this is for the caretaker of the person who's being helped. Right. And they utilize lavender and other oils for calming. So here, we've gone for this whole gamut. And now we've got, research, like we told you at the beginning of this webinar, that shows that there's value to you. You can help your home be healthier. You can help your children and you be healthier. You can help your husband or wife to be healthier, which is awesome.
So be sure and join us next week, same time. And Nurse Stacy will share some really great information about On Guard oil.
And don't forget those books. They're waiting for you. They need you to look at them so that you can have the information you want.
Go here and download them and get going on some improvement, natural improvement in your life. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Now, next week, we're going to have Stacy RN. She's going to get to do it by herself. She can, because we will be probably on a fjord, in a fjord. I guess you're on one. In a fjord.
We may be able to.
We're going to see if we can do it while we're on the boat. That's going to be so cool.
We're going to see if the technology will work for us.
We're going to really try to do that. We are headed to Alaska. Wedding anniversary celebration.
Yay.
It took a long time after 2 years of COVID to actually get it together, but we did it. So off we go.
Okay, there you go.
We're so glad you came tonight.
Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you soon.
Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah. Remember, you can always hit afterwards and we'll answer individual questions. And that's on our Zoom. So if you want to do that, message us and we'll make sure that you know where to find that too.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.